Oh, you thought Darkstrike Fighter FTK was done. Well, boys, it looks like someone has figured out how to FTK with Darkstrike Fighter. This is a variant with Blackwings abusing synchronized realms. So, the guy told me if you go second, it's pretty much every single time. But if you go first, you have about a half chance of actually pulling it off. And I think that we can make this deck more consistent because basically you're abusing this card's synchronized realm. This is the only real card you need to draw. Most of the other things you have a lot of room to play around with. But this deck doesn't have to FTK. You can still play other things in the extra deck, which is what I want to get into when we go over the deck profile for the Darkstrike Blackwing FTK deck. So he's going to be synchroing up a bunch of times, similar to how we saw before with that Exceed build of the Zodiacs. We're going to FTK them through just exceeding over and over. Now, again, guys, you don't have to FTK in this deck, but you can still definitely make other things. You could easily make Quasar in this as well if you decide to put it in the extra deck. But this guy over here, Yule Lucas over here, you definitely made a really good variant. I haven't seen anyone pull off a Darkstrike Fighter FTK in a while. After the nerf, it's just kind of hard to pull off a Darkstrike Fighter FTK, but he's able to do it, as you guys will see over here. But I think it's actually pretty consistent in the TCG. Now, with triple Allure of Darkness, that's pretty crazy. And maybe if Level Eater gets banned in the TCG, then, you know, that makes sense now a little bit because of the things that you can abuse. I know it's not really like the most meta of things, but I know a lot of you guys like these FTK decks and you guys want to maybe use your Blackwing because they sit in there collecting some dust. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it. He'd even open up like with any crazy cards, no Soul Charger or something like the one-ofs, you know what I mean? But anyways, let's get into the deck profile for this Darkstrike Fighter Synchro Blackwing FTK deck. And like I said, I feel like we can make this deck a little bit better, but let's go over the deck profile real quick, and then I'll tell you guys what I want to make as far as suggestions for this deck goes. But anyways, we got triple copy of Kunai the Drizzle, triple copies of Goku from Dragon Ball Z, triple copies of Dark Grepher, one copy of Zephyros, 3 copies of Decay the Ill Wind, double Level Eater, 1 Jet Synchron, triple Orochi the Squall, 1 Synchron Resonator, double copies of Chewin, 3 Allure, 1 Reinforcement of the Armory, 1 Double Summon, which is actually something you need if you do not go for the Nathung, which has the effect you can summon another Blackwing. That's what actually helps you push the FTK if you can't pull it off. Double Summon is also there. We got Foolish Burial, 7 Level Eater. We got 3 copies of Magical Mallet, triple copy of Left from Offering, triple copies of Into the Void, and 3 copies of Synchronized Realm. So what it really boils down to, guys, is did you open up with Synchronized Realm? Because it is a 3 of, and I feel like you only need 1 of. Keep that in mind as well. I feel like we can make this deck a little bit better. But as far as the extra deck goes, we got 1 copy of Raikiri, the Rain Shower, 2 copies of Rain Sprinkling, 1 Darkstrike Fighter, because if you have FTK, you only need 1. And then we got Nathung, triple Coral, 1 Librarian, 3 copies of Sohoya the Early Summer Rain, 1 Excel Synchron, 1 Denlong, 1 Artifact Durandal. I really don't feel like you need this in here, but it could be good randomly. I think that it would be cooler if you mixed in like other cards to pull off Quasar in this deck. I think it would have been cool to see like Quasar. I'm gonna go ahead and add it in here. And if you guys want to drop out like another card that we didn't really need, feel free to go ahead and drop out like what other card maybe you feel like we didn't need in the combo. And then obviously you put Formula in, and maybe you guys can make some Quasars, because obviously Level Eater is pretty good of a card. Other suggestions I have for this deck, because I know a lot of you guys are Synchro fans, and like I said, you don't have to FTK in this deck, but you know, I haven't seen Darkstrike Fighter FTK, and that's a pretty a thing that happened in the past. There was a lot of variants of Darkstrike Fighter existed, but I think is it Glow Dash Up Bulb? Glow Up Bulb for additions to the deck. If you guys want to make suggestions too, let me know down below in the comment section below. But I'm just going to try to improve the deck. I think Pot of Desires will be an excellent card as well in here, because the combo pieces in this deck are basically like the things that would really hurt is to banish all 3 copies of something or double copies of Level Eater, which I mean, if you're playing a cheesy deck, I think you should just take those chances anyways. But yeah, you only need to really go first or second, and you're going to be able to do whatever you want to do as long as your opponent doesn't have like one out. I want to say you have a pretty high chance of FTKing your opponent, simply because you don't have to attack or anything like that. So Pot of Desires would be great in this deck because, again, it's a cheese deck, although I know it wouldn't be too budget friendly at that point. But nonetheless, Pot of Desires could definitely be a card that you guys can use in the deck. Obviously, in an FTK like this where you're burning, Upstart Goblin probably wouldn't be the best idea, but I also think 1/1 could be an excellent addition because you can discard Level Eater, then go for another tuner, specifically Glow Bulb to abuse twice, add the Formula. That would be another card I could recommend. Formula Synchron. You get a draw off of this, draw off of Librarian, and you can still play other things. I just, again, thought it was really cool to see Darkstrike Fighter pull off an FTK here in 2017. Because this is news to me. I haven't seen anyone talk about it, and it's kind of cool to, well, I guess if you're on the receiving end of this, it ain't so cool, but if you're playing it, I bet you guys are pretty excited to see this. And it all really comes down to just having so many cards that are really good for draw power, like Allure of Darkness is a great card that we haven't seen at 3 in a while. But anyways, you guys can let me know your thoughts on this deck, and if you guys would make any changes down below. But cool to see Darkstrike Fighter once again. I feel like I said it 69 times, but it was a thing, guys. You guys that play Yu-Gi-Oh! That didn't maybe play a couple years back when this card was a thing, like, it was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get FTK'd or I'm gonna get OTK'd by Darkstrike Fighter. It just doesn't happen very often nowadays, but cool to see it here in 2017. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. If you guys like these FTKs or if you guys don't like these, you definitely need to let me know, because I know a lot of you guys like these cheesy FTKs, and you know, like I said, old nostalgia here. But anyways, let me know down below any suggestions for the deck, and I am signing out. Oh, give that like button a titty slap too. And subscribe for more Minecraft videos.